Hi, today I'm going to walk you through a set of monitoring notes that I've developed for Aurora Public Schools based on the planning and pacing guides in our Colorado academic standards. So the first thing I did is I went to the planning and pacing guides for quarter one for 8th grade. And then listed on that guide are all the standards that should be covered or addressed in that quarter. From there, what I did is I developed an Excel document in the Google Drive. And so what I did, I took all of those individual standards and I laid them out here. Now, how this guide can work, it can work in a couple different ways. One way that I've used this in the past is to keep track of assignments. So as I'm thinking about assignments or lessons that I want to teach through a quarter, I want to make sure that they're aligned to the standards and they're actually addressing what I'm supposed to address. So I might list an assignment or a lesson here, and then select which standards it might address. And that, again, keeps me reflective on the standards that I'm supposed to cover over the quarter. Now, one of my more favorite ways to use this type of monitoring notes is to keep track of student proficiency. So what I would do is I would load student names, my roster, over here to the side. So I just input a few names. And then what I do is, as I cover those standards, I mark students for proficiency. Now, what's nice, of course, about using the always updating Google Drive is that I can give them a color. Let's say that this student is still struggling, still in the unset area for 1.1a. I might mark them as a red flag for me to keep track of them. And then let's say that they make some progress, I might move them into the yellow. And then when I finally see evidence of mastery for that standard, I would move them into the green. But what's nice is that I can always change and move their position of proficiency. And of course, with the Google Drive documents, you can always add in additional comments for each field. So if you had a specific observation about a student, you could just add in a comment to their specific field. So today I witnessed Taiwan completing work independently without support. And I can keep track of it that way. So that's, like I said, one of my favorite ways to use these types of monitoring notes. The other way that I have designed this particular spreadsheet is to include a link for when you and your colleagues want to actually work more on unpacking these standards and working together and collaborating. So what I've done is, if you click on the link right here for each standard, it'll send you to another document. And this is where you can really unpack those standards and really talk about them. So the standards are listed here. And then what you can do is you can write out a kid-friendly version, for when you want to be very explicit with students about what they should be learning. It'll walk you through what should students know with this standard versus what should they be able to do. And then as you are working and planning together, you can keep track of formative and summative tasks that address that specific standard. And as your team research more, you can find examples from PARC or SBAC and other assessments, so you can really start aligning your instruction to the standardized assessments out there. And what's nice, once you share this with your teammates, is that everyone can add their own thinking asynchronously. So you don't always have to be meeting at the same time. You can always input your thoughts. Now, in order to access this tool, I've actually uploaded it into my Great Public Schools networks for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade writing. So what you can do once you have joined my group here is click on Resources. And it's going to be under Common Core Writing Collaboration. Even though they're also reading and researching standards, I decided to put it here for the group. And if you scroll down and just click on Aurora Public Schools 8th grade literacy quarter one monitoring notes, it should open right up for you. And 6th and 7th grade will also be uploaded once I have all the information input. Alright, I hope you enjoy using the monitoring notes. I hope that you're able to give some feedback and really turn them into something to help out with instruction and assessment